Bonjour y'all, welcome back to date night. We're still doing Tailor Tales. Still. It's a lot, there's 28 chapters, okay? Let's just get halfway through. And then we'll look into other things. You might have noticed I redecorated. It also took me so long to figure out how to make the stupid dress I was supposed to. I can't even show you. Because I finished it and then I thought it would be in my outfit section. But it is not. Like, shirts, there's a dress, there's other dresses. I don't have it. So, whatever. I had to look up a guide because I couldn't find the right lace pattern. But anyway, we made the dress. We got 10,000 coins for it. And now we get to continue this. Yes. Isn't it pretty? But I am wearing the Masquerade dress. Browse through your outfits. Oh, okay, this is not the one I made. But I guess this is what it was supposed to look like. You see, this dress is the one I made. So, okay, great. Well, yeah, that's our dress. I mean, it's very pretty. Well, whatever. For a second there, I was about to scream. Okay. It's the day of the ball. Thank goodness. Finally. I've been working long and hard on my own dress. You have no idea. Its gold accent stitched on the black fabric was done with love and care. Hand sewn. The dress looks and feels expensive, and I'm quite proud. I've outdone myself. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Even the mask is looking fabulous with its black feathers and zirconium studs. Neil will eat his words when he sees me. I just want to see that look on his face. We've been texting back and forth sometimes while I was making the costume. He would brag about his costume being the best, and I would brag about my own progress, keeping him posted with a few texts here and there. Most of them were thinly veiled excuses to take a jab at each other. Imagine he shows up and then his outfit matches. He should wear the opposite. White and silver. I didn't realize texting Neil like this wasn't going to be a pain. I imagined it to be. Honestly, it was sort of fun sometimes. Don't do it. Don't. He hasn't been a pain in the butt recently, and that's not to say he hasn't used his impressive vocabulary to chew me out, because he certainly has. Except this time I fire off my own words right back at him, and we play Scrabble with friends, where all I write is swear words. Neil mentioned something about having a bet with someone, but wouldn't indulge in more information about it when I pressed. Perhaps he made a bet to see if I would be wearing a trash bag to the ball or something stupid like that. His life does not revolve around you, ma'am. Gosh. No, Neil will be wowed so badly I'll knock him right off his feet. Cool. If I'm not knocking into him on purpose, that is. Either way, I'm all dressed up, makeup on, ready to go. Me too. Ooh. Is this the Budapest Grand Hotel? A taxi takes me to the large hotel hosting the event. There's even a red carpet rolled out the front. They went all out. Ooh, they bought a carpet. I suddenly feel like royalty when I exit the car and my heartbeat speeds up a bit. This is definitely getting exciting. At the door, I show my invitation to the lackey, not nice, and he welcomes me inside, pushing the large white doors open for me. I'm pretty sure he's just the doorman. I follow the red carpet up the stairs, lifting my dress so that my heels don't tear the fabric. For a small while I feel a bit like Cinderella, and I enter the ballroom with a slight smile on my lips. As if you won't stand out with your white hair. The sound of classical music hits my ears immediately. My mouth just about drops open at the sight before me. The room is gorgeous. Not only that, the people as well. They're all shadows. Terrifying. The room is filled with people buzzing around. Lots of gold, purple, and blue sequined outfits are among the crowd. And of course the most important thing, the extravagant masks. And somewhere, the Phantom of the Opera is just hanging out, because he finally fits in. People with the most exquisite masks walk by me, and I'm suddenly really glad for the fact that I place so much time and effort into making my own, because some of these make mine pale in comparison. Some people can't even see, they've got so many feathers. If there are any celebrities among them, I wouldn't know, considering everyone is hiding their identity. I don't really know celebrities anymore. I feel so old now. Not wanting to stand there and gawk at people, I quickly make my way over to one of the buffet tables. It's a long table with a white tablecloth loaded with dishes of expensive looking food. Hell yeah. Eat all of it. I'm surprised they didn't skimp out on the food, because I've seen what kind of buffet food a hotel serves. What did you expect? This isn't a hotel buffet. This is a 5-star event buffet. There's a difference. I guess Neil deserves nothing but the best after all. You don't know who these people are? Neil is nothing, man. Like, who's famous? I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. could be around here. A waiter quickly notices I'm not carrying a drink in my hand and hands me a glass of sparkling champagne. I thank him and start to take a little sip. Maybe the alcohol will give me a bit of courage. Bad idea, because I'm starting to feel a little out of my element here. I am just remembering that at the beginning of the game they gave us some trigger warnings. So I'm feeling that. Remember they said that someone gets blackout drunk, but it's not main character. Oh, that'd be great. If he just passes out in your house. I should be mingling, introducing myself to people and get my name out there, but now that I'm here all alone it feels rather daunting. Perhaps I'll stick to finding Neil first. Man, leave him alone. My eyes peer through my mask to see if I can spot him anywhere. He shouldn't be that hard to spot, he's got purple hair after all. I know, right? I sway from side to side to the music, my dress making swooping motions as it tries to follow my body. Yay. Physics. All of a sudden someone from behind me tries to walk in front of me and ends up bumping into me. Aha, it's not me this time. My champagne almost flies out of my hands onto the man's suit. Okay, no, wait. You do this every time. I know physics is a fantasy in most of these anime games, but if he bumped in you from behind, what are you doing? Are you just trying to do this? Do you... No. Whatever. I gasp out loud when I catch it in time before it spills out, and then I look at the man who knocked into me. Gosh, I wonder who it is. Who? Who is this strange person with purple hair? Obviously blinded by his own mask. It's Neil. There's no hiding that purple hair after all. I mean, there is. He could have worn a cloak or something. Even though his eyes are covered by a dark shadow of the mask. That is lenses, that's not a shadow. He's wearing a black and white outfit that reminds me of a Joker. It looks well made, his bragging wasn't for no reason at all. To be honest, it looks rather good on him. I mean, it's fine. Don't see the Joker thing, that's kind of mean. I grin at him, of course he had to be the first person I run into. Literally, stop bumping into me. I don't have money to pay for your things. Should have knocked into me a bit harder, at least then I'd get the pleasure of ruining another shirt of yours. I joke. I stand there tall and proud, showing off my costume in its full glory. I wait for his reaction, something I've been dying to see once I started working on my costume. You can't see his eyes, so it doesn't matter. Neil straightens himself and cocks his head to the side. Excuse me, he says. That's not the reaction I was hoping for. Oh, come on, I know you knocked into me on purpose. You should admit it at least. No, I did not. You're a strange one. What if it's not Neil? What if he has a twin brother? Ah, I don't have the mental energy to deal with two of you. Unless you're the nice one, in which case, let's kill your brother. I'm not the one knocking into people on purpose. Right. Neil then continues to ignore me and resume looking through all of the buffet food. I chew on my lip and frown. Is that all he's going to do? He's not going to tease me? Not even a single word? I'm a bit peeved that he hasn't started anything yet aside from rudely bumping into me, so I guess I should be the one to start the battle of words. You don't have to. What you could do, right now, take out your phone, text him, and just one word, bitch, and see what happens. Because if that's not Neil, that's doubly hilarious. Because imagine this man, just randomly in a party, just gets a text that says bitch and nothing else. It's so much better. So did your tailor make that costume for you? The way you bragged about him before, I had expected you to come wearing nothing but a diamond-crusted cape. There, he had to respond to that. Neil looked up from the buffet, then clutches the edges of his blazer and puffs out his chest. My costume was made by the best, thank you very much. Either he's not Neil, or he's just genuinely more stupid than we thought. He turns on his heel and walks away from the buffet. My mouth drops open. Did Neil just ditch me? Yes. No, he didn't. He disappears amongst the crowd, so I hurry after him, worming myself through a sea of people who are all trying to dance. I try to look over the costumes and tall hats, but the feathers and boas are blocking my sight, and soon I've lost Neil. I like that kind of implies someone just has a snake. Like, I know feather boas are a thing, but I like to imagine there's a feather boa, and then there's someone with an actual snake. Why did he leave? Maybe he just didn't realize it was me? That could be it. I looked so different from normal that Neil had no idea it was me. Perhaps. Perhaps. He just pissed off so many people he doesn't know who would yell at him. I growl in frustration and try to worm myself past another lady who suddenly notices I'm trying to get past her and faces me. Oh, you have a character picture. Oh, well, hello there, pretty lady, she says with a slur in her words. That was me. Are you blackout drunk? Someone's drunk at this time already. How much does she have to drink? She started drinking before she got here. Where are you going? As if her breath is an indicator she drank a lot. Are you alone? No, I'll accompany you so you don't seem so lost and sad. Can't seem to really get a word in as the woman starts to ramble. Sad and lonely like my cousin. You should meet him. Yes, drunk girl. I'm actually trying to... Let's go meet him. And I'm changing her lines. I just like imagining that she's just genuinely a happy drunk. She swings an arm around my neck and pulls me close to her until I'm squashed against her itchy costume. Against my will, I'm being dragged around by this random drunk woman, and all I really want to do is find Neil again. This is a great time to network. Forget Neil. Work on your business. We pass by a couple of groups who are dancing until I'm suddenly thrown into the arms of a man. Yeah, look at your cousin. He's handsome. I think. Kinda looks... Are you Robin? I forgot the name of who I was looking for. My brain just like genuinely went blank there. I was like, what? Does Robin become Nightwing? Wow, that was embarrassing. Was it? Is it embarrassing that I know that? No. It's common knowledge, right? Am I gonna cut any of this? I don't know. I'm very tired. Anyway, the glass of champagne in my hand spills out all over the floor. You still have that? Some of it splatters on the shoes of a strange man. Genuinely, stop having drinks in your hands. I take a step back and cringe. What if this is some celebrity I just spilled my drink on? You constantly do this. He's wearing a cape. That's so fancy. Oh no, I'm so sorry about that. I got pushed. Look, I brought you a single lady, says the woman with a large smile. Stop moping and have fun. She looks like a perfect candidate to be a fiancé, right? She blows him a kiss and staggers away. Ma'am, I love you. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing. You're fantastic. For a second I thought he also just left. I see you've met my cousin, he says as he stares off into the distance where the woman disappeared to. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Let me clean this off for you. Are you gonna shine this man's shoes in your fancy dress? I place the empty glass down on a nearby table and then take my handkerchief from my purse and bend down to clean his shoe. I feel mortified for spilling champagne on a stranger, or someone famous. Just on anyone, I'm assuming. Alcohol stinks. A white mask greets my vision. The man is down on my level with his hand on top of my hand. He's way too close for comfort. You're the one that kneeled down in front of a strange man in a room full of people. That's uncomfortable. What are you doing? He asks. Cleaning? I state simply, a bit flabbergasted that he's this close to me and even holding my hand. It's making my heart beat a little fast. He gently takes the handkerchief from my hand, wipes away the champagne from his shoe, and then slips his hand into mine again, and he lifts me up. You could be more concise. Suddenly I feel like I'm treated as a princess, because no one ever holds my hand. The whole Cinderella feeling is back. I gulped and stared down at his gloved hand, which is still holding onto mine. This is a weird atmosphere. This is a weird atmosphere. When he sees my eyes looking at our hands, he drops it. Well, it's been nice meeting you, but I need to go find my friend. Bye. I need to get back to Neil. I don't really want to embarrass myself any further in front of celebrities. It makes me feel completely out of the place. The whole point of this party is so that you don't know who's who. So even if there are celebrities, what does it matter? However, I didn't decide to attend this ball so I could show off my dress to other people. Oh wait, didn't I decide to show off my dress to other people in case I could get some clients out of it? Why would I be rushing out to find Neil all of a sudden? I don't know. Then again, I do still want to find him and make sure he knows it's me this time. Friend? He inquires. I simply nod my head and turn around to leave, but then suddenly a hand grabs my arm, pulling me back. But wait, don't you need to replace your glass of champagne? Says the man. I like him more. Let's take this man. I frown. To me, it didn't really matter. I wasn't drinking it to start with. Sure. I guess. And then I came back to finding Neil. Stop obsessing over this man. The man snaps his fingers to alert one of the waiters, who quickly comes down to offer a tray of glasses filled with champagne. The man picks one of the glasses and holds it out to me. I hate it when people do that. That's not how you call a person. Wow, that was a shooting star. Dang, spoils everything. For you, says with a smile. Oh, thank you. The man's voice is familiar, but I'm not quite sure where to place it. Perhaps I've seen him on TV. Alright, listen. If this is Neil in disguise, I apologize. It's his own fault for faking his voice like this. Just let me go. Perhaps I've seen him on TV? Yes, maybe. Gosh, I might really be talking to a celebrity. Who cares? Well, if he's at this party, he has to be rich as well. Perhaps I can turn him into a client instead. Maybe just don't start with a business pitch. Maybe like, hello, how much money do you have? Because my services are available. I'm a tailor. Whoa, hold on. Thank you. I gently grab it and quickly take a small sip. I really do apologize for spilling some on you. The man smiles warmly at me. That's alright. I'm going to be needing more alcohol if you continue to treat me like a princess like this. He's just being nice. Why are your standards so low? Hercules. Gosh, not every man that's nice to you wants to treat you like a princess. He's genuinely just being civilized. This is why you shouldn't hang out with me. I'm starting to feel a little weird. The fact that everyone's wearing costumes and looking like a glitter bomb went off in the place doesn't really help make matters less weird. That sounds awesome. Sarah would be so jealous of me right now. She is. She's probably crying at home. Because you're here, hating your time, chasing one man when she could be taking photos for her portfolio. Study the man in front of me. This man's costume is composed of a golden vest covered in a diamond pattern, underneath a silky black blouse with matching black pants. There's a silver cape attached to his neck. It looks expensive and skillfully made. I admire whoever created it. You did not even mention the ascot. Look at it. And that giant freaking gem. I don't know, gems. Topaz. You have a lovely costume, I compliment him, still looking for a way to turn him into a client of mine. Stop! You're the worst, Articles. He coughs, squarely turning his head away from me. Thank you, ma'am. Yours looks quite exquisite as well. Great, at least someone who likes my work. I give him a big smile. I feel like I can take on Neil now on anything he dishes out of me. That's a great segue to be like, I made it myself. I do that. It's fun. So, who's this friend of yours that you're looking for? He asks. I tap my finger against the glass. Neil and I aren't really friends, but how else do I describe him? Personal rival, bane of my existence. Frenemies? No. Well, I guess we're not really friends, but I'm looking for him regardless. The masked man chuckles a little. Then, do you want to find this not friend of yours together? What does he look like? Well, two people looking for someone is better than one, and at least he's being nice and everything. Even if I did push into his arm and spill champagne on him. He's probably used to his drunk cousin. If I did that with Neil, I'd have an earful. What's he look like? Well, he's got purple hair, and he's got a black and white costume. Have you seen him around before? He asks, shocked. Yes, but I lost sight of him. He's probably looking for a mirror so he can admire himself. The man snorts and then flashes me a smile. You know just the place. He then offers his arm to me like a true gentleman. Swept away in this ballroom of extravagant costumes and chivalry, I link my arm with his. It's really not as bad as you think it is. I guess there's no harm in getting a little bit of fun out of this event. Yeah. He leads me away from the crowd further down another room where the music is less loud. There aren't many people around and Neil isn't amongst them. He's going to kill you. I drink more of my champagne and then place it down near another table. Stop leaving things everywhere. Wow, that's horrible. That's when I noticed the reason why he led me to this place. There are few giant intricate mirrors on the wall. The frames are old and painted gold, but the most amazing thing is seeing myself in the mirror. This is terrifying. I don't look like me. It's no wonder Neil didn't recognize me. I hardly recognize me. I feel like I'm looking through a window and staring at someone else. Someone who's living a much more interesting life than I am, wearing a dress I'd never wear. But you're wearing the dress right now. And also, you're a demon. But for now I am that person. The cloak of anonymity is like a high that I'm starting to like. It's beautiful. I find myself saying, I step closer to the biggest mirror, my arm slipping away from the man. It's from the early 19th century, originating from France, the man explains. Ugh, the French. It is said that people who believe this mirror would show them their true self. He chuckles a little. Ah, it's the mirror from Harry Potter. No! Wait, no, that's not what that one does. Sometimes the truth is not what people wanted to see. To be honest, I feel like I'm not even looking at myself right now. It's like someone else up there. I admit feeling a bit sheepish, though. Or is that too silly? The man is quiet for a bit, nothing but a slight smile appearing on his lips. It's not a silly thought at all, he reassures me. I can imagine this is not your everyday wardrobe, but that's the allure of it, isn't it? He looks at me. To be someone you're not for a day, to talk to people you'd never talked to before. Me, myself, I don't usually converse with the common folk, but this has been quite fun. I'm still staring at the mirror, and I see him standing next to me. We look like a fairy tale couple, a prince and a princess. Oh yeah, because your outfits kinda match, except his gold looks much more yellow than yours. Maybe this is how Cinderella felt, I say. For one day she got to experience what it was like to be someone else. Ah, Cinderella. What does it feel like? He asks with a devilish smile. I turn to face him this time and grin. I don't know. The night's only beginning. Our moment is ruined when that woman from before comes loudly crashing into the room. There you are! She yells as she spots the black-haired man. You can see him visibly cringe when the woman approaches him. I'll leave her. She has problems. How are you getting along with my cousin? Nicely, I assume. She pinches the man's cheek. Been treating her well. Don't scare her off. She's got the best dress here among this dribble of swines. Meaning she's your best chance at getting a fiancé. I blush a little at the compliment. I feel a tiny bit weird due to the fiancé comment. It's great. It's fun. Oh, he's been treating me well, I answer for him. Good job. Now be sure to give her a ride home. I'm going to see if they've got more of their most expensive champagne. Bye-bye now, darling. One trails her boa around me, letting it slip around my neck before she skedaddles away. But not before tripping on her own boa and then carrying on like nothing happened. She's fantastic. She's having the time of her life. She might have an alcohol dependency problem, but who cares? She's having a great time right now, and we can deal with that tomorrow. Can't help myself. I laugh out loud. The black-haired man behind me keeps quiet. Your cousin is quite charming. He shrugs a little bit. Don't mind her. She makes it a point to get drunk as fast as possible, so take anything she says with a grain of salt. She'll give me a ride home, right? After all, she insisted on it. He smirks at me. Doesn't Cinderella have her own carriage? No, she doesn't. Remember, it turns into a pumpkin. Then maybe you should hurry and go home before midnight. Don't want the spell wearing off. Flirt with the stranger. It's probably Neil. But flirt with him anyway. The smile on my lips linger a little bit. I feel myself swelling up in excitement. Oof. I don't know who this man is, yet I've no problem flirting with him. You should not be ashamed. Just flirt with strangers. It's fun. I'm even feeling brave enough. It must be the champagne. The 2 whole sips, because I'm a lightweight, to lean into him, close enough for my dress to brush up against him. I poke my finger into his chest with a small giggle. I guess I'll have to come find you after midnight then. The man simply smirks back at me, unafraid of my bold approach. Wasn't it the prince who was supposed to find Cinderella? Well, I don't mind if you chase me a little bit. I give him a wink and then reach for my champagne and turn around to leave him standing there, speechless. Oh, smooth. I'm on some kind of sugar rush. That is alcohol. Because I've never been this flirty before. It's because of the mask. It makes me feel like I can do anything to anyone. And yet, you get mad at cousin because she's drunk. Because she's feeling the same thing. Leave her alone. However, as much as I like flirting with strange men, it's time to look for Neil again. Or more clients. Either one will work. You could look for any clients. At all. Your whole purpose of coming here. We explored the premises of the hotel and discovered quite a few more interesting rooms, as well as the largest courtyard they have, decorated with LED lights. What, not actual fire? What is this place? The moon is out and it's a little bit chilly, but I'm determined to find that weasel of a man again and give him a piece of my mind. Maybe even tease him about having other men flirting with me. Yes, that would be fun. Why? Articles, just let it go. I don't have much luck finding Neil, but I've at least been mingling a tiny bit with others at the party. Mostly I've been getting compliments on my costume, and I've returned the favor, but Neil is nowhere in sight. After I've had 2 glasses of champagne, enough to loosen up. Woo! Look, guys. Champagne hits you. Champagne is so strong. I don't know what it is about it. I think maybe it's because it's not like an often drink or something. But me personally, 2 glasses of champagne is a lot. I cannot handle that much champagne. I finally spot that purple hair again, and now I'm drunk off my ass. Hey! I call out to him and walk up. Neil stops in his tracks to look at me. He's with a group of other men. Finally I caught up with him. Imagine this is a stranger. How terrified. Do you think it's fun making me run around looking for you? Me? He asks, looking slightly confused. Yes, you. Who else? I think you've mistaken me for somebody else. I roll my eyes. I couldn't possibly mistake your pompous attitude. It's unmistakable. Who's this? Asked one of the other men. I don't know. Some crazy lady, says Neil. I don't blame him. You are insane. What? I immediately yell out. I'm not crazy. It's me, Articles. Come on, let's go, says the other man. No, wait, Neil, I know it's you. Come back. I reach out for his black mask and tear it off his face. Wow, that's a strange man. That's Freckles. He looks kind of cute. It's not Neil. Green eyes stare back at me. That's definitely not Neil. My blood runs cold. Ah, I am insane. I apologize. This is someone else completely. Man snatches the mask away and promptly puts it back on. Crazy, he mumbles, and then scuffles away with a group of his friends. You deserve that. Oh, this music. I awkwardly sink away from the crowd and find a quiet spot behind a corner to gather my wits again. My cheeks are burning from the embarrassment. The chill of the night stings even more. I mistook some stranger for Neil. I even made some really nasty remarks. Oh no, I really do look crazy like this. Yes, you absolutely do. I let that sink in for a while, the way I treat Neil. Others are calling me crazy for it. Maybe it is crazy. Maybe those people are right. No, he starts it. Our thing, our pettiness, and argumentative atmosphere. Why are we even doing it? But it's not like I wanted it to be this way, to always argue with Neil, to find something to insult him on. No, in the beginning I thought we could even be friends, considering we had met each other when we were kids before. And now look at us. We're essentially behaving like kids again. It doesn't matter that Neil basically started it. It should have been the better person and not stoop. I should have been the better person and not stoop down to his level. I'm ashamed of my own actions towards Neil. I shouldn't behave so petty and bitter. Absolutely you should. I sit down on a lone wooden bench and sigh. What am I even doing at this party? I know I convinced myself it's because I wanted to make some connections for my business, but I can't really fool myself any longer. To be truthful, I just wanted to rub it in his face that I made a beautiful masquerade dress, and hopefully he would have complimented me for it. Yet now I haven't even met the real Neil. Is everything alright? I nearly jump out of my own skin when I hear a sudden voice from behind. I crane my neck to see who it is. It's the black-haired man from before. Sorry for startling you. Can I sit next to you? I scoot over a bit and pull my dress along to make room for him. He slowly sits next to me. I didn't see you around anymore. I thought you'd already left in your carriage, he says. I flash him a tiny smile. No carriage for me. I'm feeling a bit like a pumpkin, actually. I guess it's true what people say, that you can open up a lot more towards a stranger than someone you know. So I've no trouble letting this man know what I'm feeling. Yeah, people on the bus do talk to you easily sometimes. And why is that? He asks in a soft voice. I look into the distance of the yard where all the other people are, dancing near the band playing music. I made a fool out of myself, I admit. Did you also get drunk and start pinching people's cheeks? Chuckle. Not exactly. I mistook some stranger for someone I know and dislike, and I treated him horribly. Case of mistaken identity, common on during parties such as these. There's a silence between us. I can hear the sound of the leaves rustling in the wind, ruffling in the wind, and I shiver just the tiniest bit. Like it's completely natural, the man leans closer to me. I can feel his warm arm through the sleeve of his blouse. It's making my heart beat a little faster. Maybe you shouldn't treat people like that in the first place, he says. That is a good point. Not that I know what happened between you, of course, he quickly adds afterwards. That hits me right in the feels. That's not what that means. Completely right, of course. I shouldn't be treating Neil like that. Not at all. I want to say it's because he started it first, But that's just an excuse. I shouldn't have gone along with any of it, and I know it. Yes, you should have blocked and ignored him from the start. No, you're right. How's your cousin doing? I decide to change the subject. Drunker. Lovely. I shiver once more. This man's body heat isn't enough to keep me warm. It's October, after all. Fall. Before I can say anything, the man drapes his cape around my shoulders. My fingers reach out for the ends to keep them from slipping off, and my heart looks over at the stranger. A buoyant feeling wells up in my heart. That was such a kind gesture. Thank you, I whisper. I don't know what makes me feel warmer, the cape or the stranger's actions. I fasten the cape so that it stays around my shoulders. He simply nods his head at me and continues to look straight ahead to where all the people are dancing. My cousin, she hasn't yet done anything rash though. I usually expect her to be much more of a troublemaker. He continues our conversation like nothing happened. Seems you're speaking from a lot of experience. I wish I wasn't. Growing up with her was hard enough, but then factor in that she's usually drunk. She obviously has reasons. Ugh. Sounds rough, I say. I don't really have much contact with my family aside from my mother. I think I would have liked having an older sibling or cousin looking out for me. Looking out for me. Meddling in my life. I don't really see a difference there, he says with a sigh. Ah, she just wants you to find your Cinderella, I tease him. He huffs at that. But haven't I already found her? He says while looking at me. Too forward, I'm not marrying you. He brushes a finger against the rim of my mask. That must feel so weird. Oh no. I can feel myself holding in my breath. He's quite daring, isn't he? But I can't say I dislike it. It depends. We haven't even danced yet, I managed to say. The man promptly stands up from the bench and bows slightly before me and extends his hand out to me. Will you dance with me? He asks sweetly. This man sure knows how to sweep me off my feet, so there isn't even any hesitation when I accept his hand. He gently leads me out to a more open spot. We're still the only ones there. I can see the crowd in the background dancing as well to the slow music. He places an arm around my waist and slips his hand into mine. I place my other hand on his shoulder with a seductive smile, and then the music gets weird again. We begin to sway. This isn't the right kind of music for this. I genuinely feel like it's the trailer for someone and they're running. I feel like I should be running. We begin to sway with him taking the lead. Our bodies are close and I can feel my skin heat up in excitement. Suddenly I don't need the cape anymore after all. Do not throw it on the floor. With the sparkling LED lights and the moon out, it feels just like a fairy tale. I don't regret coming at all, even if I haven't met up with Neil yet. I found my knight in shining armor instead, I guess. How do you like the party so far? He asks. His voice is just a murmur in my ear. It's dazzling, that's for sure. He leans in closer, the grip on my hand tightening. You're the most dazzling out of them all. Oh. Thank you, I'm a Pokemon. I flush red at the compliment. He doesn't back down on his flirting. It's making me feel all warm and fuzzy, safe and secure in his arms, and also slightly drunk. We continue to sway back and forth, just the two of us in complete silence. So, how about now? Will you be my Cinderella? He asks in a low and husky voice. His face is leaning closer to mine, our masks are almost touching. Kiss him, kiss him, kiss him, strange person. I have to find out something first. What's that? It's probably a mixture of alcohol and courage that makes me take the leap. Nah, it's just 'cause you need some comfort right now. And also, he's there. He's willing. It's fine. I stand on my toes, surprisingly not wearing heels. My hand crawls from his shoulder towards the nape of his neck where my fingers touch his soft black hair, and I lift my chin up. My entire body is buzzing with feelings like some kind of drug. I force him to look down at me, our masks bump into one another, and I finally plant my lips on his. It's brief and innocent, mostly because he pulls back while drawing in his breath. Look at his blush. The grip around my waist loosens as he drops my hand and stares at me in disbelief. Oh, I'm sorry. Have I offended you? Are you Vulcan? Immediately feel my stomach churn and my face reddens at the lightning speed. What have I done? You've assaulted a stranger, and I made you do it. It feels like the longest second in the world as he stares at me in shock. Then suddenly I pulled back into him, and there's a hand on my cheek guiding me closer to him as he kisses me. You genuinely caught him on... How was he surprised? Like, it sounds to me like you were genuinely slow. Whatever I felt just moments ago melts away in an instant, and instead I feel myself overwhelmed with passion. Wow. I cling my hand onto his vest and press closer to him, closer to his lips. They're warm like fire. Close my eyes and sigh against them. His lips caress me gently and almost hesitantly, trembling ever so slightly, as if he's afraid of something. But the longer we stay like this, the more confident he grows, especially when I'm responding and shivering to his touch. Really? You're gonna do this in public? I'm in disbelief with what's happening. We both break away from each other. I stare at his lips, which are red and moist. Gross. And I want nothing more than to throw myself back at those. Gross. I breathe harsher than normal, and we stay like this for a little while, him holding me in his arms. My hand slips away from his neck, and I press it against his chest instead. I look down and suck in a breath. My entire body is tingling, and I'm even trembling a little. And it's most definitely not because it's chilly outside. Now you're also wearing a cape. He slowly lifts my mask a little bit, moving it out of the way so he can reach my lips again, more easily this time. Okay. I hold back a moan that's desperately fighting to escape, and I daringly use my tongue to open his lips. Guys. Whoa. Hold on, we're in public here. You don't know this man. When we touch, there's a zing going through my body like a shockwave. Forget about holding back moans. I have a hard time keeping myself standing straight. You've been drugged. He's Rogue from X-Men. We kiss over and over again, our tongues hungrily intertwined. It's like time stood still at that moment. Imagine being someone else at this party and just watching these two like heavily make out on the dance floor. And you're like, guys, it's a hotel. Get a room. Our magical moment is broken when suddenly someone discovers us. Please be drunk, girl. Yes, it's the drunk cousin.
Huh?
Ah, I knew it. I'm disappointed. Why can't we just flirt with someone who's not Neil? Because I picked his route. I know how these works. I'm gonna drown my sorrows. Neil, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Whoa. Hold on there. I told you to take her home, not ravish her on the spot. We both jump away from each other, flustered that someone caught us making out. You were in public, on the dance floor. Do you think someone wouldn't have seen you? That's also when my brain started acting like mush and I had common sense return to me. Neil? I repeat, suddenly feeling my heart drop into my stomach. I wonder what happens if I don't kiss him. Does he kiss me? I knew his voice was eerily familiar, despite being deeper. Despite not being quite as pretentious. But it couldn't be. Right? It can't be. Quickly take the mask off his face. Just slap it off. This whole situation's stupid, and I saw it coming. And like, honestly, this is going so long, but honestly, this nonsense. He's the one who's like, maybe you shouldn't treat people like that. Says the one who's an asshole. Dick, take your cape back. I feel my body turn to stone. There is Neil, with his golden eyes that were hidden away behind a mask. Sporting a new black haircut, he's avoiding looking me in the eye. It's definitely Neil, alright. Phew. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Suddenly a million questions race through my head and I'm filled with a feeling of disgust and betrayal. I kissed my rival. Vomits on the floor. How funny. Alright, I'm not gonna slap him. That's a bit much. I'd rather just ask him if slap him. That's too much. Okay. I feel myself start to shake. Did Neil know? Was he fooling me this entire time? Did you know it was me? Oh my god. Was I really making out with Neil? Yes. You initiated it. He looks cute with black hair. I knew. My stomach twists into knots and I feel anger rising within. He knew. He knew it was me, and he pretended to be a stranger? Because you treat him like shit. Like, I don't really blame him, on the one hand, but he also treats you like shit. So if you wanted to pretend to be someone else, I wouldn't have blamed you as much, either. I'm completely embarrassed. I feel like a fool. I feel used, betrayed. Kind of into it, I guess. Why did you pretend not to know me? Neil brings his hand to his face, covering his mouth and looking away from me. You gonna wipe my spit off your mouth now? Disgusting. I wasn't. I feel like I'm intruding on something, says the cousin. I love you. No, you're not intruding on anything. I'm about to leave right now. Neil makes a move to try and prevent me from leaving, but I gather my dress in my hand and hurriedly dash away, refusing to look at Neil any longer. And then you steal his cape. I flee the ball, running high on emotions. And champagne. Well, damn. That was something. Woo! Where do we go from here? Nowhere.